Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Boss Bay Business Show. I am your host, Katan, and today we are going to be interviewing a business that is verified, listed in our directory, and based out of DFW, Texas. So, we're going to talk about the products and services she provides. She's going to be here to share an important mission or conversation that is close to her heart. And then she's going to go into the services that she recommends based off of your specific needs. Before we get started on this interview, I do want to let everyone know that March is the last month of us doing our special promo where you can get 75% off a membership. So if you are a business owner and you're looking for a community where you can receive support, insight, special events, ways to put yourself out there, ways to grow your network, events that you can attend as a vendor online and in person, then this is a place that you want to be. BossBayBlog.com is a small business directory dedicated to promoting small businesses and circulating our dollars within the small business community. It's also about preservation of culture and history because when you're shopping with a small business, you're shopping with a unique brand that's usually going to be owned by a real person, a family. There's history behind it, there's culture behind it, there's a way of doing things and a level of experience in life that is unique behind it, and they're servicing a unique target audience. And that's one of the beautiful things that I love about small businesses is that a person can ask me for a solution, or they can ask me for someone that understands a certain problem, and I can go and point them in the direction of somebody that will be a great fit for them. So I would love to have you as an addition to our directory. All you need to do is go to bossbayblog.com, and then you can search our March special in the search bar, and it will pop up until March 28th. Now, once March 28th has hit, 11:59, March 28th, that will no longer be available. The only thing that will be available is a sponsorship if you would like to have a flyer advertised on our show for the remainder of the year. And for anyone that is curious and wants to learn more about the benefits of being a member of the directory, if you want me to walk through each benefit and just talk more about what we do, who we're about, then what I'm going to do is actually give you a link and you can go watch this video on my YouTube channel. But before I do that link, let me actually take a pause and acknowledge our wonderful sponsors who did decide to sponsor the Boss Bay Business Show. So the first sponsor that we're going to shout out, well, actually, let me first start off by saying that if you would like to be a sponsor, we still have 8 sponsor roles available. So all you would need to do is go to bossbayblog.com and you can search in March offer or sponsor offer, whichever, but that's what will pop up. It's an offer for you to either sign up, become a new member, or sign up and become a sponsor for $40 and have your brand advertised. Now, the sponsors that did decide to sponsor our Boss Bay Business Show, the first one is JC Fashion Finds Boutique. So this is a boutique that specializes in women's apparel and accessories. And they also have a program called the JC Change Program, where they are dedicating funds to providing free clothes and apparel for women that are trying to transition back into the work environment, or maybe they have a business and they don't have the funds yet to really show up as that, dressed up, stylish professional just yet, and they need a little bit of support. So JC Fashion Finds Boutique is a women's boutique, but they're also about making a change in their community. So you can screenshot this ad and then you can go to the QR code that's available. The next business is travelwithmj.net. So travelwithmj.net is owned by a business owner that actually has 4 brands listed in our directory, and they do the heavy lifting so that you can travel light. So if you are someone that is looking for a credible travel professional, this is a place that you want to be. We have had Travel with MJ in our directory almost since we opened and started the directory, and she has been someone who has provided service to multiple shoppers in our community, and they've all had wonderful experiences because of how passionate she is about taking care of you. So if you want someone to take that, heavy lifting off of your travel experience or plan your vacations or just give you like a rental self-booking portal when you travel, then you're going to head on over to travelwithmj.net and check out their events. The next sponsor that we have is Charlie Shops. So Charlie Shop is also the brand of the month that we're doing our small business shopping thread. So if you have not already signed up for the small business shopping thread, sign up. The deadline is March 28th as well. So you just need to donate $25 or spend $25 or more before tax with Charlie Shops to have your business be listed as the next one for people to shop or donate with you as well. But what she provides is going to be custom gift baskets for holidays, birthdays, parties, couples, special occasions, you name it. And you can text to order. You're going to text 757-847-0556. Again, that is 757-842-0556. 757-842-0556. Text her, tell her what your what your budget is or where you're trying to spend. And then after you've done that, then she's going to give you a quote based off of what it is you're looking for. All right. Moving on, we have EliteHair.net. So EliteHair.net is one of our sponsors for the show. They're a DFW, Texas-based hair braider. So if you need your hair braided and you're in the DFW area, check them out. Head over to their website and fill out a form or reach out to them. The next brand that I'm shouting out is Bling with Shell, so a nationwide jewelry provider. If you are seeking stylish jewelry in multiple different types of collections, you want to head on over to her website. She has a collection that's going to be around maybe price point of $8 to $15 or $8 to $25, and then she has a different price point of about $40 to over $100, just because of what's being used. So if you like gems, if you like sterling silver, if you're looking for things like that, you're going to try out her cachet collection. And then if you are wanting stylish pieces that you can wear, but you don't necessarily have to, I don't know, break the bank. I guess it just depends on what your budget is for your jewelry. But also, let's say you're traveling and you're not good with keeping up with your jewelry, but you still want to look cute. You also want to check out that other collection. And if you are good with keeping up with your jewelry and taking care of your jewelry, then I guess it doesn't matter which collection you go with, because you'll still be able to wear it past that time. But yes, that is Bling with Shell, and I'm actually wearing her necklace tonight, so I'll show it off again when I come off the camera. The next business that we are shouting out is Jenkins Pro Tax Software. So this business is owned by another business owner in our directory. Limited time offer, save big on professional tax software with exclusive deals. Why choose Jenkins Pro Tax Software? Built for seasoned EFIN holders, people who are registered on the IRS website to provide assistance with taxes. Affordable without, compromising quality, fast, accurate, and user-friendly, excellent support when you need it most. 615-796-6050. There you go. All right. Next business that we are shouting out, our another sponsor, MJ's Tees and Custom Designs.com. You can call or text 229-234-2741 if you are looking for business swag apparel, custom apparel, and seasonal apparel. These are all options at MJ's Tees and Custom Designs. The next brand that we are shouting out is going to be Heartstrings Collective, creating a safe space for artists, one resource at a time. So this is owned by a business owner that decided to sponsor our show. And the website is available on the flyer. I'm going to keep it up and I'll also come back to each person. But basically, this brand is about creating resources and information for people who are artists or creators, because they believe that artists should be able to have an equal starting place, even if they come from a place where they didn't have those resources, to grow, to expand, to really elevate their skills. So that is Heartstrings Collective. And I want to say thank you very much to Heartstrings Collective for being a sponsor for our show. The next business that is a sponsor is the Premier Group Business Consulting and Financial Strategy. So their services: business startup consulting, personal credit repair, business credit and funding strategy, financial strategy and structuring, operations and compliance consulting, strategic mentorship, bookkeeping services, and wealth protection. Phone number 205-790-5759. Thank you very much. I believe the founder's name is Ashley, another business owner that just decided to sponsor our show. So thank you again. Now I want to make sure I briefly go through those sponsors one more time, just so that everybody gets their shout out and you know exactly where to find all of them. So again, JC Fashion Finds Boutique. Check them out. Women's apparel, women's accessories, stylish pieces. They have pre-loved items. They have a collection that is the JC Fashion Find collection, and then they have the JC Signature collection. So Signature collection are brand new items. Fashion finds are going to be pre-loved items that are still stylish. Travel with MJ.net. We do the heavy lifting so you can travel light. Charlie Shops. You're going to text 757-842-0556 for your custom gift baskets for holidays, birthdays, parties, couple days, couple vacations, weddings, and so much more. And even if it's just for you for self-care, sometimes those are the best gifts. All right, the next one is EliteHair.net, a DFW Texas-based hair braider. And then we have Bling with Shell, nationwide jewelry provider. We have MJ's Tees and Custom Designs for those custom tees. We have Jenkins Pro Tax Software for EFIN, for tax professionals that do have their EFIN number and would like a professional tax software that is credible, reliable, and easy to utilize. And while we're doing that, I am going to go ahead and drop the link to our special offer for anyone who would like to become a member of our directory or sponsor the show. The sponsorship is available at $40 right now. You can have your brand shouted out on 40 shows this year. And the business membership is right now $250. So that is for 24 months of advertisement, aka 2 years. And you can have your brand advertised on our podcast, in our private chats, on our blog, on our group podcast discussion. You can be a part of our podcast panel, free unlimited online interviewing on our Boss Babe Business Show, have a branding, networking, and business performance consultation, receive access to all private member communities so that you can share solutions, but also network with other professionals. So you're going to get all of that for 24 months. Have your brand listed in our directory. All right, so let me go grab the link for anyone that is interested. And I'm going to drop it in the comments. So we're going to say sponsor offer and special membership offer. Boom. All right. For anybody that needs it, it's in the comments. If you would like to become a sponsor and have your brand advertised, you can do that. If you would like to become a member of our directory and have your business promoted on our directory, you can do that as well. I would say about 80% of our sponsors so far are members of our directory. So thank you so much to all of our wonderful members for deciding to sponsor shows as well. And here we have the Premier Group, Business Consulting and Financial Strategy. And we have one last sponsor, which is Heartstrings Collective, creating a safe space for artists, one resource at a time. So we will go over them one last time once the show ends, everyone. But I do want to go ahead and move into our special offer and then go straight into our interview this evening. So our special offer that we're going to be doing for a limited time only until March 28th, like I said, is for you to become a member of our directory for 2 years at the price of just $250. Normally, to become a member for 1 year, it costs $1,000, meaning if you wanted 2 years, it would be $2,000, $1,000 each year. That is the current price point. It comes with a lot of services, a lot of support, a lot of insight, a lot of special discounts and promos, simply because you are a member of our community and we want to say thank you. But also it places you in front of new platforms, whether that be on our live shows, whether that be in our private chat rooms, whether that be in our wind downs. But there's so many different opportunities to get your name out there. And most importantly, we'll be promoting your name in multiple rooms, even when you're not there. So if you're looking for that level of advertisement, that level of support and loyalty as you grow your business, this is a great platform to consider, especially if you're someone that values group economics, shopping with small businesses, finding communities where we really do put our money where our mouth is, but we also put our mouth where our mouth is. We're all about supporting and uplifting one another. This is the place that you want to be. On top of that, like I was saying earlier, it comes down to $250 for this membership. And I'm just going to briefly walk through the things that you receive if you were to become a member of the directory with this special promo. So the easiest way for you to find these benefits is just to go to bossbabeblog.com, and there's a page that says directory member benefits, and it walks through all of them. So I'm just going to walk through a few of them because there's quite a few actually. But the first one that you're going to receive is a new member support session. So this is a one-on-one session where I learn more about your business, why you decided to join the directory, what motivates you, what kind of clients you're seeking, what kind of resources are valuable to you, what kind of services you might need down the line. So I can go do my research and find what's out there. But I also get to understand what's your funding for these services. I need to know what the price point is, because sometimes I can go and find you someone that is exactly in the price range that you're looking for, but also can deliver the specific quality or the specific needs that you have. So the next thing that we have is our private directory member chat and our Instagram and our Facebook group. So the Facebook group is for people that just want to collaborate. You want to post promos. You want to test things out. You want to get feedback from people. And I also post business insight in there. The Instagram chat is a place where we can talk about business, personal life, whatever you want to talk about with the directory members. It's an exclusive chat for us. It has over like 50 of our directory members in it. So it's not required for you to join, but if you want to be a part of that community, you are more than welcome to join. Then we have our small business wind down. So this is like a private room where we can just come relax, be human, laugh, talk, cry, vent, whatever you want to do. You can come and do that and not worry about anybody judging you, because it's a space for us to just relax and turn off. We also have our member shopping thread, which I talked about earlier, so I won't go too much into that. But as a yearly member, here are some of the really core benefits that you want to think about as you decide on if you want to take advantage of this membership. The first one is our live streaming business interviews. You get to come interview on our show unlimited. So the entire year, you can come and advertise your show as many times as you want. And the more you put your face out there, the more people are going to know who you are. I have members that I don't even have to like formally introduce, because people have seen them so many times on my show that they already know who they are before I actually introduce them to each other. So that is the level of, promotion you can receive if you're wanting that on our live show. But we also have our podcast interviews, where I'm going to interview in a one-on-one podcast interview to learn all about your business. So you can schedule that whenever you're ready. And then I would either meet you in person if you're somewhere that's local. If you're not somewhere that's local, I'd have to see what the schedule looks like, because we'd either meet in person or we would do a virtual podcast interview, and it would stream on all of our platforms. And I did not get a chance to say thank you to everyone, but we have just reached 200 subscribers on YouTube. So a huge thank you to all of our supporters on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere that decided to subscribe. We will be giving out a free website. So if you want to be a part of that, just stay tuned and learn about that. And then another core benefit that you're going to receive is you get to have your business advertised on our newsletter, our podcast, our blog interview. You get to take access of all of our calls, as well as you get a small business planning session. So this small business planning session is about 1 to 4 hours long. To utilize this, you just go to our portal, which you get access to. It's free. And my assistant will set up a date that works best for you, because we start off with 1 to 2 hours, and then we come back and schedule the remaining 2 hours if need be. But it's basically to go over everything for your business: your overhead costs, your business plan, your funding plan, your grant strategy plan, your grant writing, what events you want to host, what's the budget you're going to do for those events, what resources you're going to provide in the next year, what services you're going to launch in the next year, what price points you're going to launch them at, what sales you're going to have. This is how you can have all this stuff already prepared for you, so you don't have to do too much lifting in real time, because it's already been scheduled. So we create this plan for you for the next year, and if we have extra time, we do the next 2 years. And it just kind of gives you a little bit of peace of mind. Like for me, it gives me peace of mind to know that if a person asks me, what are you doing in 3 months? I could actually read out my schedule to you and tell you what events I have planned in 3 months, where the events are located, what we're doing, how much it costs to join, what it's about. All of that stuff is already planned, because I sat down and I wrote that out in my small business planning session. So that is the beauty behind that session. There are plenty more benefits that you receive outside of just being listed in our directory and being advertised in our community. But if you would like to learn more, just go to bossbayblog.com and view that directory members page, members benefits page. Or if you feel like you're ready to start and you love what we're about, you can go to bossbayblog.com. That little magnifying glass, you're going to click on the magnifying glass and type in March special. And then it'll pop up with the special offer, which is $250 for 2 years of advertisement. So if that sounds up your alley, then go check that out. All right, so now that I've shared our special offer, I am going to go ahead and move to interview an entrepreneur that is verified in our directory. I have worked with her. I've had a few people that have talked about going to book with her just from her being a sponsor at our previous event and providing free foot massages. So let's bring her on and see what she's going to be talking about this evening. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm here. I have a new background. Love it.
Yes, I see the new background. We see you in a whole new location. So first off, I just want to say a huge thank you, Sharika, for sponsoring our Soft Girl Sunday event. I truly appreciate you. I know that some people probably really needed that because we forget sometimes to take care of ourselves. So that was like a nice little pause to relax. So you have any feedback or anything you want to share about your experience at Soft Girl Sunday?
I just want to give you your flowers because I've never been to an event where the host is so focused on making everyone else feels good. And that was felt from the people that I've interacted with and how much it was appreciated. So just kudos to you for looking out for the women of our day, the women of business, the women of just being a woman and needing to have that release. It was beautiful. So well job to you.
So you're trying to make me cry? Is that what we're
No,
doing?
no
Again?
waterworks, no waterworks.
For the fifth time? Because this will be the fifth cry. It will be number 5 now. I said to give me your feedback, your experience. I didn't say make me cry. Those don't have to be the one and the same.
It was very nice. It was very nice.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you were able to feel that energy because that's exactly what it was about. It was about creating a safe space for women and giving them kind of like a reminder that, hey, even when you don't feel like it, there's people out here who have your back and there's people out here who do want the best for you. And the funny part about it is a lot of times you don't even know them and they're not even in your neighborhood or in your backyard. You know, you wouldn't expect that level of support. Right. But it's a part of life and it's a part of understanding that just because you're not getting it in one space doesn't mean that you can't get everything you're looking for in the next space. So
absolutely. And I do want to, let your viewers know that when you say you promote the businesses, even if they're not there, it's absolutely true because I had quite a few people come up to me. I didn't know them, but they knew of me. So it is absolutely true what you said because you just never know. And when you do get to meet face to face, the people were just so friendly. Everyone was just, at least for me, coming up to me saying, "Oh my God, you're a compassionate soul. Katan has said blah, 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 blah." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay."
You're like, "Oh, so you already know." Yeah, that's true. That's like one of my favorite. It's super funny, but it's like one of my favorite things too. Is like when people come back and they're like, "Oh, she already knew who I was," or "Oh, she told me she was looking for services." And one time I had somebody, it was someone that I was doing social media management work for, and they had a whole bunch of inquiries coming in, and someone was talking to them like they already knew them, and they didn't know them. So they were like, "Yeah, she was just like talking to me like we already talked or something." I was like, "Yeah, that's because she was talking to me." Because when I was managing your social media, she was talking to me. So she felt like she already knew you. It's just hilarious. So I really do love that feeling. So thank you for sharing that. And we're definitely promoting, like, even when it doesn't feel like it in the moment, because a lot of this stuff happens when you're sleeping, when you're resting, when you think that it's still and there's nothing going on. People are talking, people are clicking on your website. When you go to sleep, somebody's clicking on your link to see what services you have and, when you're next available. So we can't make the assumption of thinking that we're not going to see that growth, or just because we're feeling discouraged in the moment, forget that, hey, that growth is there and people are really needing the services and wanting them. It's just about them knowing that they're there to provide them. Because I can't tell you how many people that I know go in there and get them feet done. So they need services.
The other thing is, I think you do a very good job of not only validating and verifying the businesses, but building that trust, building that rapport with these business owners. And that's something I think, at least from what I've been seeing with people that have found me, they have, whether it came through you, whether it's through the internet or social media, whatever, referrals, whatever, they were told about me, let's say in October, but they don't come until February. And it's because they're trying to see if there's a consistency, if they're trying to see if there's going to be any type of change. And that's why I always talk about making sure you're true to yourself. You have your integrity, you're ethical with your services, because people, like you said, they watch and they are watching. And it typically takes about seven times for you, or to hear your business or to hear about you about 7 times before they actually pick up the phone to call or go online to book or however they do it.
Yeah, so, yeah. I mean, everything you're saying is like, I'm hearing it as a consumer and as a producer, because as a consumer, yes, sometimes I'll keep seeing that post that say, you know, go buy this new bracelet, and I just keep looking at that bracelet over and over again until finally I'm like, hey, I go to myself, let me buy that bracelet. Yeah, so it's just because our brains have so much on them that sometimes we do need that extra push and reminder. And then as to what you were saying before, like, we do definitely focus on building that rapport with the business owners and also with the shoppers, because I see and understand both sides. I know as a shopper, your money is important to you and you want to make sure that you're dealing with someone that's real. So when you're shopping at Boss Babe Blog, you're going to know that they're real, because we do so much promotion, we do so much posting, so many blogs, so many videos, so many interviews. There's just tons. I mean, like, we got a whole archive. I got over like 600 blogs. It's
I was confused, remember? I said, there's so much information. What do I do?
It is a lot of content. It is a lot of footage, articles. And then on top of that, they're like real experiences. It's products that I've actually used, that I've worn, that I've tried out. I've talked to them. My shoppers have had an experience. Sometimes I have people in the directory who just go try somebody out that's not a directory. And then by the time I get to try them out, they're already in the directory. So it's like, you know, it's just a buildup. It's really funny, actually. But it's just a buildup of, you know, creating a space where people know, like, we are serious about providing these services. And I'm going to make sure that I'm not abusing that platform, and I'm sharing true information and insight. And funny enough, when I first started the directory, I realized the importance and how people truly do value my transparency when it comes to shopping with these businesses. And I mean, I've always been big on that too, but I've been big on 2 things. The first thing is not tearing people down, because I feel like in this world of social media, we love to do that. Whether it's a business owner that has something negative to say about a customer, so they want to put their information all over the platform, and you know, it's a scary thing as a customer, because then you're like, oh, you want that to me. Or it's a shopper who's had a negative experience, but they actually have not reached out or spoken to the business to have it resolved. And so now we're putting this information out without everyone knowing the full story of the process. Or if it's just people, sometimes people just like to tear down other people. And I don't ever want to be a part of that. I don't ever want it to be a group thing. I'll never be a part of it. So when I see that it doesn't make sense, I'll always be the one to say that. But that's the first thing I've always stood for. And the second thing that I've always stood for is making sure that people know that, hey, I'm going to share with you my experience. I'm going to give you that transparency, but you can do one without doing both. And the first moment that I ever realized, like, just how valuable people were wanting that was when I had an experience with someone. And it wasn't like a do or die, like the end of the world, like, you know, oh, don't ever shop there again. But it was like I experienced something. And I gave feedback to the individual directly on that, and other things that I saw that I felt like this is something where a person might miss out on shopping with your business if this isn't fixed, right? Mm-hmm. They said they wanted the feedback, but I don't think they wanted the feedback. So
it wasn't ready. It wasn't ready.
You gotta know. Sometimes you just gotta know, like, you gotta let people know. You gotta give a disclaimer, like, do you want this? And then other times, if they didn't ask for it, you don't need to give it. You just need to keep moving. And I have learned that through my years of business and just being on this earth. But in that moment, I gave my feedback. We moved on and left it at that. But it was something that really stuck with me. And one day I was sitting down with a member of the directory, and she didn't say it. Like, she didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to say it. So I said it. And she was like, she's like, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you just say that to me? Because I felt like that too. And I said, I didn't want to say it because I didn't want it to seem like I was being negative. Oh.
Sorry. That's my business phone. Sorry.
Right. So I was like, I didn't want to say it because I didn't want it to seem like I was being negative, or, you know, I didn't want it to be a messy situation. But in that moment, she was like, no, if you feel like this, if you've experienced this, I want to hear it. I want to know what your thoughts are. And from that moment on, I really took that as people really do genuinely want to hear what you have to say when it comes to these small businesses. So I'm glad that I appreciate you for recognizing that. But yeah,
absolutely.
I'm big on that.
Let me just cut my phone off before somebody.
Oh yeah. They always call when you're on live or
literally
where the phone isn't supposed to be on. That's when they're gonna call. That's when they're gonna call. And matter of fact, as we're saying this, let me just go ahead and make sure I don't have my stuff, because that's when they'll all call. Ooh, what a day. It's been a day for me. Excuse me.
So I wonder, this person who's calling me, I wonder if they're watching your show, because they're asking if this is the girl from your show. Wait, I don't know. Let me just tell my daughter, because I thought I cut this thing off. And you know, Katana, I'm new to the iPhone crew. So I don't know.
Listen, the iPhone is like a love-hate relationship, because what y'all are not gonna do is tell me when my phone gets to be on D&D. Because I put my phone on D&D one time and was still getting messages. I was like, hold on, what kind of D&D is this? This is not D&D. This is like 50% D&D, and the other 50% you gonna see these messages. And how you gonna tell somebody to notify me anyways when I didn't turn my D&D on?
But what about the fact that with Apple, I had to learn the hard way on my business phone. If the number is not saved in the phone will not ring. It goes straight to voicemail.
Oh yeah. I mean, but they do that. It's like a little option or whatever. Listen, I'm not too mad, but I just get irritated at the fact that one time I put on D&D and then I'm getting text messages. Why is my phone buzzing and ringing? I was like, what do y'all not understand what D&D means? Does it mean something different for Android versus iPhone? What's going on? So I had to go into the settings and realize that you have to turn on the D&D message settings to where it turns people off so they can still text you. But even if they send like notify anyways, it will not notify you, because if I want to relax, could I just relax? Like, what's going on?
I tell you, I can't with iPhone. I mean, they make it so complicated.
I can't with technology. Like I can, but I can't, because it has created a monster in some people. Like we think that we are entitled to people's time. Sharika, I am noticing like some crazy experiences in business, in friendship, in romance. People think that you are supposed to be standing next to your phone like,
right.
How are you?
I'm waiting on your call.
Yeah, I was waiting for your call all day.
I get it.
It's not realistic. Like I can't do it. I don't like to be glued to my technology. Like you saw at the event, I was not. If I had my phone, it was to do videos. Heck, I couldn't even find my phone for half of the event. So I just like to be immersed in where I am.
Right,
like, right. Event, let's be in it. Let's be present. I don't want to be like, yeah. Hey girl, yeah, I'm hosting the event. Yeah, we had a lot of good people out here. It's going well. Soft Girl Sunday. Nobody wants to do that.
Yes.
I don't want to do it. And what happens is we get people out here who will project what they think you should be doing onto you. So like if you're not the one to be texting all day, you are a bad friend because you're not texting all day. If you're not calling me once a week, then you're not a good friend because you're not calling me once a week. Lives, family, emergency,
work,
bills. What is wrong with people? Like, we got to stop taking things personal. Like what a person does with their life has anything to do with you. It has nothing to do with you unless they come to you and directly say, this has everything to do with you. It has nothing to do with you.
Right.
And even if it does, it has nothing to do with you, because we don't want to get into the toxicity of guessing what a person is thinking at the end of the day. But technology has got people all kinds of crazy. I had one friend was like, well, since you free, because they saw me make a post on social media, I'm working. I'm not free. Nothing is free. Matter of fact, neither of these bills. Did you want to pay some?
But then who's to say you don't have that on the automation? Because somebody got on me with that. And I was like, that wasn't even me. I was working on a client. That was the AI automation tool.
Listen,
I can schedule the post, people.
Let's see. He's like, it's not me. Listen, can we all just take a deep healing breath together? For anyone that's watching this live or watching the replay, let's just take a deep healing breath. And let's just accept that a person's brain operates different than ours. So if you see a post on Facebook, please do not think that that means I'm sitting outside with my feet up in the sun, sipping on a martini, eating crawfish. As beautiful as that sounds, no, that's probably not what my day is going like. My day is going like calls, consultations, updates, contracts, sending out messages, resending out messages, answering questions that were sent out in the previous messages. That's what the day is looking like. And on top of that, you guys see how much I'm filming. So if I make a post talking about business, or even if it's just a joke or whatever it is, that does not equate to me being free or available.
Right.
And my schedule is not revolving around your schedule, which is why, depending on what it is why we have a place for that. If you are a friend, we have a place for that. That's called going out and spending time together. We schedule that day, we go out. But I'm not going to be on my phone all week. If you're a client, that website, that's that portal, baby. That portal is going to do it for you every time. If you are inquiring, that website. I'm trying to tell y'all.
That website.
Website. I had to be realistic with myself and say that I cannot be everywhere at once, and I cannot be everything to everyone. As much as I might want to, I can't be that. So I own myself, give what I can give, encourage other people, and you got to meet me halfway with whatever it is you got to do for yourself. You cannot be waiting for you. So I came to that conclusion. I am not trying to be a robot. I'm not trying to be Superwoman. I'm not even gonna try to pretend. No, I'm not. The website. Somebody was asking me questions about a contract, baby. If I knew your contract off the top of my head, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I wouldn't even be talking to you about it because I know it off the top of my head. I don't know it. Go to the website, get the assistance. And please know that when I make a post on my personal page, I'm not free. I don't know why that just doesn't resonate for people. Social media is not real. Phones are only part of the intimacy in relationships and technology. Actually take the time to get around people, spend time with them, and so that you're not equating how available they are to the phone to how great of a friend they are, how supportive they are, how much they care about things, because that's getting out of hand. It's Sharika, it's getting out of hand. It's been out of hand. It's getting way out of hand.
It's been out of hand.
It's toxic. And the crazy part about it, I know I hate to have to throw toxic. Listen, but the part about it that has me so kerfuffled. Look, like Judge Judy. Always talking about kerfuffle. I was watching Judge Judy. Kerfuffle. I don't know what a kerfuffle is, but the thing that has me so
I love it.
Yes, is how we don't see it. I guess because it's so normalized, we don't see that. And I've even had to check myself at times, because I remember one time, what was it about? It was something specific. There was a situation where I was going back and forth with somebody. We were having a conversation, but it was not the best of conversations. And they hadn't responded back. But I saw that they had posted something on their story. And I was like, oh, so you got time to be on your story, but you don't have time to get back to this response. But then I had to check myself, and I said, just like I might post stuff on my story, I might not be in a mental space to come back and respond to something yet. It takes brain power to do that when you're having a serious conversation. So maybe this person just wanted to post something on their story and come back when they get a chance. And they did eventually end up coming back and giving a response, and we were able to work through it. But that was a moment where, had I let that toxic mindset of, because I see you somewhere else, that means you need to be responding to me now, get in the way of me just letting them respond, we probably would have never got to that part of the conversation. Now, I'm not saying everybody is that way, because there are some people out there that definitely do play games, and they're definitely not your friend or have no good or positive intention. But there are people who are awesome people, and we just are not entitled to their time. We're just not. Right. So we got to let go of that, because technology has us so locked in. We got to go touch some grass together.
Agreed. We got to get outside. And that's why I like that you have the Soft Girl Sundays, because it makes us come outside.
Yeah. And just like just be. Yes. Just socialize. You almost forget a little bit how long it's been since you've just socialized with people, just talking to them like as strangers. And it wasn't something that was so like, organized and set. We're going to do this. We got to do this. You got to do that. Right. Text me this, call me that. It's just show up, eat some food, try some dessert, tag somebody new.
Listen to some music.
Yeah, listen to some music. Listen to Katan sing on the mic until the DJ takes the mic. Yeah. That video cracked me up because I saw you, because you smiled and laughed, but you was headed straight on over there to where the gift bag or wherever that food or whatever it was. She said, excuse me. I've been playing with Katan all month. I'm not about to play with her any longer. That was hilarious. I still have it on my Instagram. But that's what it is. It's about us taking a breath and then also realizing that social media doesn't always give you it doesn't always give you the intimacy that you could receive from an in-person reaction or interaction.
That's true.
Yeah. You get to realize things when you're in person with other people. Yeah. So, and cry together. Every Soft Girl Sunday, somebody cries. Somebody.
I think every Soft Girl Sunday, Katan cries. That's what I think.
No. Hold on. Allegedly, there were allergies in the last one. Allergies. How did they get indoor? I don't know how the pollen got indoor. Somehow it came through the door and swept past me while I was speaking. So those were actually allergies on that second Soft Girl Sunday. The first one, we might have had a couple little, tears here and there, but we got through it. The first one was beautiful, but at the same time, after I was done speaking, I looked out in the audience and I was like, oh my God, I got everybody in here crying. We just sniffling. I was like, okay, let's bring this back up. Let's get it happy. But that's just what happens. Like when you get around people that you care about, and then you guys get to acknowledge each other and just see each other. Because how many times in a day or in a month do we actually have someone just tell us like, you're doing an amazing job.
Right.
Or I appreciate everything that you do. And how many times as women do we have someone cheerleading us on as we're going through these things? As a parent, as a wife, as a partner, whatever it is that you might be going through. But a lot of people really don't get that applause. And it just always makes me emotional to know that that's a reality for a lot of women, that we just really just keep going. Whether you get an applause or not, you just have to. There's no option. Survival mode is where we're at. And I want to break that survival mode. So, yeah.
So true.
Yeah. But let's get into your topic tonight.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That was nice. That was nice.
It was. It was a good conversation.
I enjoyed it.
Conversation. Hello. Thanks for joining. Oh, yes. I remember you. I do remember you. Ma'am, don't get us in trouble with your mom. She said I'm on my mom's account. I am powerless with the moms. I'm telling you now. So I got to hand you over to mom. I will not be that person on the other side. So at least you know ahead of time. One time I had I forgot what we were doing. I think it was I was at the Kisses by Monique picnic. Shay, the one I introduced you to. And she had a picnic for her business. And so one of her little ones walked up to me and was like, Katan? And I was like, yes. Okay, cool. Good to know. And her son walks up to me and goes, Katan? I said, yes. He was like, can I have this cupcake? I said, where your mama? I am not liable to answer this question. I called it my clients, but I can only speak for my clients. You say I can't give my clients instructions. I gotta speak to mama. I gotta speak to daddy. I can't do it. I was like, you trying to set me up, partner? I can't. Don't do Katan like that. If you care about me, no. We're talking about this. Don't put your friends in uncomfortable positions. I was like, no, you're not gonna get me. Not today. I said, Shay, can he have this? She said, yeah, that's fine. I was like, oh, okay, no problem. Here you go, baby. I'm just putting it out there for all the kids. So when we do this Boss Babe Blog mentorship program, don't be expecting no funny business, because I'm turning it around. Don't ask me nothing you wouldn't ask your mama, because I'm going to ask her right after. But please, Sharika, what is your topic of conversation that you want to discuss tonight?
Well, all things foot care. Like, duh.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about the foot care. What are some foot care? What are some pieces that you are very passionate about when it comes to foot care? And what are some bye, thanks for joining. What are some misconceptions that you see when it comes to foot care?
Well, one of the things, two things actually.
Okay.
Gel polish and water.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Yep. Got it.
So as of late, I've come across so many people, and it's funny because this lady, she walked past my suite. She looked through the window because I have an open area in the window, and she said, "Oh, you do pedicures?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "Do you use water?" I said, "No." She said, "Oh, heck no." I said, "Oh." Oh.
You had her messed up.
Big time. So while we're on here, I just want people to know the misconception of water. Not that water's a bad thing. It can be a good thing if you do it the right way. Unfortunately, a lot of the regular nail salons don't do it the right way, and they just messed all us up. That's just what that is.
Well, that was a good conclusion. Thanks for summing up. I thought she was about to go into a whole sermon, and it just messed all us up. We just all messed up.
We don't have enough time tonight to go into all of it, but yeah, they just messed us all up.
Yeah, I learned that through you. I was like, after the pedicure was over, I was like, wow, my feet like feel so soft, so smooth. I've been putting my lotion on, and I was just thinking to myself, like, the inside of my foot has been the softest that it's been in a long time, and I haven't done like those deep, sitting in water for hours and whatnot pedicures, because really the effectivity of it is just not. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. The effectiveness, like after I got from your chair, my feet were super soft, and I wasn't soaking my feet in water for a very, very long time.
Well, you didn't soak your feet at all.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't soak them at all. Just so when you get there,
let's clarify.
Okay, let me make sure. Let's rewind. But yeah, I didn't soak my feet at all, and they still came out super soft, smooth, like wonderful. I'll be going to get my appointment again soon because I need that in my life. But it was good. It was very good. And then there was another thing you said. What was the other misconception?
Gel polish.
Oh,
so yes. As a society, and we talked a little bit about this when you came for your visit. Mm-hmm. As a society, we want that instant gratification. Mm-hmm. We don't want to wait, a few minutes. We want that thing to be dry immediately. Yeah. And I get it. We don't have time to wait. But there are very healthy, regular polish alternatives that do replicate the gel-like finish that people can utilize. So that way, when you're taking off your gel polish, regardless of whether you're using acetone, if they're taking it off with an e-file, which is an electric file, all of that is dangerous to your skin overexposure over time, which is why so many women that I've seen and that I've dealt with have such paper thin toenails. Just even someone as young as 19 years old. And I even told her, I told her, because she was very prone to ingrown toenails, but because of the thinness of her nail, that made the ingrowns even more aggressive. So the curvature was that much because her toenails were so thin. It was like paper, it's easy to curve. But as a 19-year-old, she should not be going through that. Now, there's some other factors into play with her situation that may have something to do with it. But just in general, as women, we all like gel polish, and we wear gel, we take it off and put it right back on for years. And we don't realize and understand the damage that we're doing to our bodies, to our feet, to our toenails. To eventually you won't have a toenail because they're going to file it all away.
Not nailless toes. Waterless pedicures and nailless toes, gentlemen. That's what you can expect. But no, I'm glad that we talked about that at my visit, because to be honest, I never really used gel nail polish. I don't know why it was. I think I just never I never used it. But it's probably because of my profession. Because in retail, getting my nails done was fun and stuff, but at the same time, I didn't want to have them too long. I didn't want to break any nails, and then I didn't want stuff that I felt like was going to chip or peel off. And it's just a tiresome job, depending on how big store is. And I was always working at bigger locations for a long time. So I never really used the gel, but then I think previously, like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I got me like a gel kit with a UV light, just because I heard that, hey, you can put this on, it's quick, you can dry it and stuff. So I tried it for a little bit, but then I fell off of it, and then I decided to try it again. And then I had the appointment with you, and I was like, oh, good to know, because the gel nail polish is very common. A lot of people use that. I have so many friends that talked about it with me over the years, and I just never got to it. So I was like, okay, this is good that I know this now, because I know how some stuff, putting the wrong things on your body, especially your nails, can damage them over time. So I didn't know that about the gel nail polish.
Right. You have to think about the chemicals and toxins that the gel nail polish is made of in order to get the results that you get.
Yeah. And there's like a nostalgic, I don't know about anybody else, but there's kind of like a nostalgic feeling of getting your toes done and putting on those little plastic things so that your toes don't get messed up. You know what I'm talking about? The plastic set.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry, your expression just threw me off. Listen, hold on, hang on, let me explain. So no, you know how like when you go to get your nails done at the salon, and there's like the plastic of the fake flip-flops. They're not plastic, they're foam. The foam flip-flops.
We know what you're talking about. Like, don't worry about it.
Dying over there. She's like, listen. But no, like there's a nostalgic feeling of like getting your toes painted and then sitting and having to wait until they actually dry. And then once they dry, you get up. Like, I don't know. It's just something about the gratification, the delayed, I guess, gratification of like, okay, got my nails done, and then I get to get up and see what they look like. I don't know. That's just nostalgic for me too. So I guess I don't mind letting go of the gel nail polish. It's just fun to see the reveal. I think that's what it is.
The reveal. I can see that. I can see that. I feel that way when I see the transformation. So I get that. I get that.
Good. I'm glad you get it, because you was looking over there at me like I was on a whole different page.
No, it's not that. It's, you know what it was? It's the
what was it, the plastic part? Is that what did it?
No, it's just funny to me to see the normal person, how they describe things.
Not the normal person. She did the parentheses.
The person who's not a nail tech. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's crazy because I used to be you years ago. And it's side. Like, oh, that's how they are. God, yeah.
That's how they are. Okay, she's studying us, guys. She's studying us, just so you know. She's like, yes, add to my nose. but no, like it's just, I guess that was the best way I could think of, because it has been a good minute since I've gone like to a salon outside of yours. Because before I went to yours, I think it's been maybe over a year.
Oh yeah, I think that's what you said.
Yeah,
I believe that's what you told me.
Yeah, I've only had one place where I went where I felt like, okay, this is nice, but the thing that really made your my experience at your salon stand out was just how informative the process was. Also, how you were showing like, what each tool does, and then walking through things that you can be doing better to help your feet. It's a different level of investment and like care that I feel like shows that I'm not just here to let you look all cute and let you keep having the same problem so I can keep having you come back.
Right.
But I'm here to help your health so that when you come back, we are elevating and it's getting better and better. That's the goal. And I think that is where your medical approach it really does show in the quality of your work, because it isn't just about a business of let me bring you in, keep doing the same thing. I know that your feet are still going to be, hard as rock back there, but we're going to keep having you come in. I'm going to keep you using cheese graters on your feet and whatnot.
Your feet are hard as rock, Qatar.
I'm just saying, sometimes you go to a nail salon, and I don't know anybody who's watching, you go to a nail salon and you get your feet done, and then by the time you leave, you touch your feet. It's okay for a little while, but then you get home maybe after a couple of days and it's just like, okay, back to square one. So I should have just did it at home, is what you told me, is what I felt like. But going there, I felt like how the ball of my foot, the heel of my foot, a lot softer. I got the callus reduction, and the calluses came from, or at least for me, from working in retail and having a lot of pressure on my feet. And I spent a lot of hours on my feet. Even when I wasn't in heels, it's still a lot of pressure on the foot. Right. And so I hadn't found anybody yet that I was able to help me through that. I did have some people that exfoliated, but it was with those graters or that, It was with
not the cheese graters.
Yeah, I don't know if it was exactly like the ones that they sell that they're not supposed to be selling, but it was a grater-like material.
Okay.
And it felt soft in the beginning, but then, like I said, I get home and I just felt like, man, that you didn't get this part, or you didn't get this side, or there's still skin that could be exfoliated. So I didn't feel like that. I felt like you really took your time. So I appreciate that.
So one funny story I want to tell you. My sister was here for the ribbon cutting.
Mm-hmm.
And so I also did her feet. And so she just went to go get her feet done. And she was like, well, the bottom of my feet still soft. So I'm going to tell them, don't soak me. Don't use gel polish. And only use regular polish because my sister said so. So mind you, she put the people on blast on Facebook, telling the people exactly what I just said. And then going to say, please and thank you.
It's the please and thank you at the end. Oh my God.
So shout out to Sherelle Charles for being obedient and listening.
Yeah, she was on a mission. She was like, y'all not about to have my feet messed up after I got here. This soft. I understand. After you experience Compassionate Souls, you do get a little bougie. You know what I mean? Now I need to find two insoles.
I think the bougie was always there. It was always there.
So that was a Sherelle thing. That wasn't a Compassionate Souls thing. Got it. So basically what you did is you just sped the fire. It just
I was an enabler.
It was fireworks after that. I see what you did there. Yeah, I mean, I might have had a little bit there before too, maybe just a little.
Yeah, you too.
You know what I'm saying? I like my tea warm, but at the same time, there was a few things that I was like, okay, I'm gonna add this to my routine. I need to have my insoles because I have a slight arch in my foot, so I can't do flat feet anymore. Flat shoes don't work for me. I have to have my metatarsal pads that we will be ordering. Yes, and then I also have some shoes coming in. I have some of the metatarsal things that I'm going to be getting from Michael, and then I think you and I talked about something too. And then there was another thing. Oh, the insoles. So I know he has a service where he'll take your shoe and then he'll actually have an insole that is created for your shoe. So I'm looking for that service as well too when I'm wearing my heels. Maybe one that stays in heels that I wear all the time, but then one that I can take out that I can put into whatever shoe I'm wearing. So
yes, I definitely need to connect with him too, because I need to get my fiance over to him so he can get him some insoles.
He's awesome. He's just like you. He's passionate about his craft, and you can tell just from talking to him that this isn't something that's like a, in and out type of thing. This is I worked on this for many years. I know what I'm talking about, and I'm here to get some help. So I really do like that, appreciate and respect that about him. But also, we have a special. I think there's a special for directory members too. So check that out. I know there is for the metatarsal ones. I don't know for the other ones, but still, just ask and seek.
Definitely will. Definitely will.
Hey,
absolutely
networking.
Yes. Thank you for connection.
But okay, so back to these feet. You talked about some of the misconceptions: a gel nail polish, people thinking that a great pedicure has to entail water. Um, what are other things that you feel like you want people to know when it comes to foot care?
Just prevention is key. That's my main goal and mission. And
Yeah.
I talk about that a lot on my social media,
Hmm.
not waiting until there's a problem. Always just making sure that even if you don't go to a professional, even at home, there are things that you can be doing, checking your feet, making
Yeah.
sure you have the right size shoes, making sure your shoes have a wide toe box so there is no compression on your toes, making
Mm.
sure that your feet are aligned appropriately within your shoes so you
Yeah.
don't get any hammer toes. Like, it's so many things that we don't realize that our feet help us with and we take for granted. And I just want to educate people. I just want people to know. And I tell you all the time, for me going through it with my father, and even now with my mom going through some health issues that started with her feet that could have been avoided. And these are the things that I don't want my kids and myself and people behind me to go through, because they didn't know, right? We wasn't taught this stuff. So, and that's why I say they tricked us all. But now that I know better, I want to inform and educate my community so we do better.
Yeah. So there's two things that popped up in my head, but the first one is when you were talking about how some health stuff started with the feet. I think a lot of times we don't realize that when it comes to prevention, there's some really key parts of our body that they are our first line of defense. So like your teeth, if you have cavities that sit for too long, that can develop heart issues down the line.
Right.
Your feet, like these are things that we don't necessarily talk about. The structure of your spine,
Right.
on the types of shoes and stuff. And that was something that encouraged me down my fitness journey, was like getting shoes that have a great insole in them, because when you're jumping and when you're doing that shock, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff we don't think
Yep.
about when it comes to our health that starts from very simple and small things, minor changes that you can make, like having
Absolutely.
the care, and then also things you can avoid, like what you were saying, which was cutting down those cuticles to where people are now exposing themselves to germs and
Right.
things like that. And then you're in
Right.
an area where people's feet are all out and stuff. That just freaked me out after I thought about that. I mean, I hadn't even been there to begin with, but I was already freaked out. So then I thought about it and I was like, oh my God, you guys are cutting people's cuticles in toe water. This is all these germs, the air is being breathed through toes. The toenails are being cut, and the toenail germs are floating in the air and just sitting on my
Yeah.
cuticles like pollen. No! When they ask me to cut the cuticles, I'll be like, get back! You never came here to begin with. So yes, that alone just had me really thinking. And it's not common sense because we don't think about it. But when you think about it, it's like, think of any other part of your body that if you cut
Right.
and open up to germs, you increase the chance of
Right.
bacteria, infection, health issues that you probably wouldn't have had it been
Right.
closed. But we don't see it like that, probably because in most cases, there's no blood. Now, if we saw blood and if we saw a shock, or we felt that sting, and maybe we'd be thinking, oh, that's open. But because in many cases you don't feel it,
Right.
you're not thinking that it's affecting you in that manner. So,
And again, not until something happens, you're not going to think about it. But these are
yeah.
things that you should be thinking about ahead of time, because you never know. We're all human. We all
Mhm.
make mistakes. We all, have accidents. Are you going to let them have that accident on you?
Yeah.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not. Back in the
Absolutely
day when
not.
I used to get acrylic, you know how the Asian population, the technicians during that time, like the 90s, 2000s time,
Mhm.
I was having this conversation with my sister, and I was like, I never really understood why they wore masks, but they never gave us a mask. And I was like, now I know why they wore masks. And I'm mad they didn't give me no mask, knowing I didn't even know.
The
And I'm
chemicals
like,
they're
oh
putting
my
out.
God, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm
You
like,
make a
even
good
today,
point.
they still don't give people masks. They wear
Yeah.
masks though.
Yeah. And I mean, I get it too. You got toes flinging everywhere, toenail flinging. So maybe you don't want anything going in your mouth, but at the same time, y'all got chemicals that are very strong. And I can attest to this because one time I had a family member who was trying to practice doing nails and stuff, and she knew that it was strong and there's only a certain amount you're supposed to use, but she accidentally spilled it over or something shook.
Oh, no.
When I tell you that whole house. We would open the windows, get the doors open the garage, the back door, get the fans blowing. I was like, oh my God, I can't breathe. It was a lot. So dealing with stuff like that, yes, you should be telling the people that you're practicing this on. And I would say, yeah, ask me if I want a mask. Like, that's a really great point. And you know what? It goes back to what we talked about before, which is the integrity of a business when they know that something is not good for their consumers, but they still provide it anyways. I think it reflects your integrity, number one, but it also reflects how you see me as a consumer.
Right.
And we as consumers need to start being more aware of how people see us as consumers. And once we realize that's how they see us, go take our money elsewhere. Because it reminds me of that conversation that we were having. I don't know if you were a part of this one, but I was talking about that the whole thing with the Visa debit card fees, and you have to have a minimum purchase of $5 or more if you want to use your card or something along that lines, because they don't want those fees. But when you look at Visa, their rules for their merchants is that you are not able to tell the consumers that they have to spend a certain amount of money. They're supposed to be able to use it, especially if it's a debit card. I believe it's specifically debit cards. But what they will do is, whether you're using a credit card or a debit card, tell you that you have to spend at least $5 or $10.
Right. I've seen that.
Yeah. And they're not supposed to do that, because if you have a debit card, I can't remember for the credit, but I just know for me, because I normally always operate with debit cards. So if you have a debit card, they're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be able to pay for it. If you pay for $3 purchase, and they get a fee, because that is how Visa has it set up. But they still say, hey, you got to spend $5. And if you don't, then you can't pay with your card. You got to pay with cash. That is not the rules and the regulations that Visa has given the people who created the cards. So for them to feel comfortable enough to do that to the consumers, it says what they think of the consumers. It says, we know that you're not aware that this isn't something that we're supposed to be doing, and we're going to charge you anyway. So when you came in here to purchase a $1 face mask, I'm going to tell you have to buy 5, because it has to be $5 or more, or you have to give me cash. And if you don't give me cash, then you're just going to give me your card. And we have the right to say, I don't like this. I'm going to go to a different store. And the more people who do that, the quicker they're going to realize we got to change the way that we approach our consumers, because consumers aren't slow. They understand what's going on. They might not be as educated in certain areas, but that's because that's not their area of expertise. I wouldn't expect somebody who is going to school for law to be, well, maybe for law, actually, that's not a good example, but I would expect someone who's going to school, you know what I mean? Someone who's going to school for marketing. I'm not going to expect them to know everything when it comes to being a merchant, unless they are a merchant. That's not their job, quote unquote. Their job is to come in and be a consumer and shop. And our job is to go based off the regulations that we know we're supposed to go based off. And if you know that you're not supposed to be charging them $5 minimum for a purchase when they're using a card, then you're not supposed to do that. But if you do it, that's because you feel that they're not going to do anything about it. What are you going to do? So I'm going to keep charging it. That's how you view me, and that's how you feel about me. People show you how they feel about you. So we have to learn to start believing them. I was just having this conversation. We have to learn to just start believing people when they show how they feel about you, and not creating all these scenarios and ideas and excuses for why we're going to continue to enable that behavior. Oh, well, they're right around the corner. Okay.
That's the thing. We want to pay for convenience. We as a people, and it's so funny because when you go out of the country, they see Westerners are as spoiled, lazy people, because we want everything conveniently, and we're willing to pay for convenience, whether it's something that's good for us or not. And it is true. It's true.
Oh my!
True.
This is set back. Okay. Did you want to?
Because I didn't understand why they were saying that until I got back from out of the country, and I was like, "Oh, they were telling the truth."
It's the impatience thing. It's the, oh, I need this and I need this now. It's the thinking that
the instant gratification.
Yeah, it's the thinking that everybody else's life is somehow less important than yours, and you are the only person on earth. And in this moment, we are just here to, instant gratification and the toxicity of this technology. Because in other parts of the world, depending on what parts of the world, the technology, yes, it is a little bit of a problem, but it wasn't always that. It might be that way now, where everybody's all in their phones. But at one point in time, certain cultures, you're not on technology like that. You're not on the phone. You're just not doing it. And even in the US, there's still like subcultures within our culture. So there are some cultures or ways that people have been raised where we just kind of know these things. Like, no, you do have to wait. No, just let them their quality, but that's not everybody. And then when you're surrounded by it socially, it becomes a norm. So even when that's not your norm, that's still what everybody else is operating off of.
Right.
Because I can't speak for nobody else. I can't speak for no Westerners. I can't speak for no non-Westerners. All I can say is how I was raised. And how I was raised is that, yes, sometimes good things will require you to wait. So you cannot be angry or demanding or expecting that something is just going to be in your face because you want it now. And there's a sacrifice that you pay when you are wanting something instant. And that is the chance that the quality may not be what it could have been had you taken the time and just worked through it. So, but like I said, when it's normalized, it just becomes normal for a lot of people. And then here we are waking up saying, I'm not her friend anymore because she didn't text me 30 seconds ago. So that. But no, it kind of goes back to like what we were talking about. People say, oh, well, it's close. When do we draw the line of our standards as consumers and start to say, yeah, this is close, but y'all treat me like dust. So I'm going to go ahead and drive an extra 30 minutes to get treated the way I deserve to be treated as a consumer. I'm going to take that extra walk because I know that when I get there, they're serious about doing their job. And you guys don't look like y'all are serious about doing your job. Y'all look like y'all playing games and you're trying to play games with me. And I'm not going to allow it with my pockets. So when do we draw that line? When do we create that boundary, or we say enough is enough and we just start moving in the opposite direction?
You know when we get hurt?
Yeah. When
something personally attacks or hurts us, that's when you're going to make that switch and that change.
When the reality kicks in, because it's not, it's not kicking for some people just yet, just how dangerous it is to be in spaces where people do not consider your health. They do not take you serious, and they openly show you that they don't take you serious. That is not every business, but there are a few that I have seen, experienced, and watched other people experience. And then let me get back on this phone and hear you talking about you going back to the same business.
Girl,
as a small business promoter, you guys know that drives me up the walls.
First person drive you up the wall. Imagine having those people as customers.
Up the wall.
Having them as
the walls. Like I could crawl up the walls whenever I hear somebody say that they went through something experience. And I got this whole directory full of business owners nationwide that you could have just went and got the service. I want to crawl up the wall.
Quality service at that.
Quality services, real people, passionate people who are serious about providing a solution. Everybody may not be your fit or for you, but there's somebody in there. You're going to find someone. And even when I don't find someone, like in my directory, if I've heard something positive about another person, or someone in my directory says, hey, this is good too. Hey, might send you that information, but don't come to me talking about, yeah, girl, they never sent me the clothes. Who would have guessed? Who would have thunk that these strangers that you never met, that basically told you they didn't care, wouldn't have sent you the clothes? Who would have thought? I could have never foreseen it. Let's just quote, it makes me want to crawl up the walls and then jump off the wall onto you. That's what it makes me want to do when people tell me that. It's just, I just want to say, why? Because
I do say that because I had a client come to me, and mind you, she got upset with me. Mind you, this client hasn't been back, but she got upset with me because I wouldn't do what her traditional places would do. And then she told me, I know they work is bad. I know it's terrible, but they're around the corner.
What?
But yet you want me to make miracles happen for their mess ups.
Yeah.
In 30 minutes.
That'll be the thing. I've had a few times where a person was like, yeah, I really need this service. And I'm like, okay, well, this service is going to be this price. And no, well, let me just see what they got. Okay, see what they got. And come back and you take them on. And then when they come back for the service, well, I tried it and it just don't look right. And now I'm not really liking it. I'm like, well, I can get you a new website, but I can't touch anything of their design work for multiple reasons. But, sometimes people will do that anyways. I don't do it. I don't touch another designer's work unless I'm speaking with a designer, we're working on a project together. But in this case, we weren't. So I was like, well, I can get you a professional website like what I initially stated I could do. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. You wasted your money. You wasted your money. You went to these folks and you knew.
Now you got to pay double.
Yeah.
I done paid their price and now I got to come back and pay you
exactly
to fix what they did.
To do it. Some stuff is just worth going. And this goes back to what I said the other day. Accessibility does not equate to quality.
Yes.
How many times you walk past a store, that store is not a good food store, but they're accessible. They're open from, 7 a.m. in the morning till the next day, midnight or whatever. But then you go to a bakery and that bakery is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. But guess what? The food is real. Accessibility does not equate to quality. And we have got to understand the power of our consumerism, because even business owners are consumers as well. And I've heard stories from entrepreneurs too that were like, oh yeah, this was a negative experience. But then I'm like, okay, where are you going? Girl, I'm going back to that same place. What? Why do we do this? I don't understand. So, I think it is that convenience factor, but we got to push it. We got to make ourselves like, I know I don't feel like driving for 30 minutes, but I'm going to drive this 30 minutes because I know that when I go here, they're serious about doing this work. And I don't have to worry if the utensils that they're using, have been cleaned. I don't have to worry about if something doesn't look right, they're going to tell me. I don't have to worry about them trying to charge me for stuff that they know I don't need, but because they know that I'm ignorant to the process, they're going to charge me for it. I can be safe and know that they really do want my best interest. They have my best interest at heart. So that safety and peace of mind is priceless. And that's why I want to just keep encouraging people that when you have those experiences, just go somewhere else and then try, if you can, find a small business, because what we do is we reward behavior. Now, whether it's good behavior or bad behavior is up to us. So if you go to a nail salon, just using as an example, and when you get there, they're really not taking care of you properly. You tell them, hey, I don't know about this, or can you explain that? And they're like, no, we can't explain that. This is what it is, $500. Okay. So when you get done, this is now your choice on how you are going to direct this behavior as a consumer. So as a consumer, if I pay you $500 for this, toe, foot, whatever, and then I come back the next week or the next month to pay you $500 again, I am telling you, treat me like this.
Okay.
This is what I want. Yeah. So having that, because I had one time where I had to get up out of there. I went to a spa with one of the director members. Listen, I ain't gonna say the name because I ain't gonna put nobody out there, but baby, we paid a good 115. I'm thinking I'm about to be coming out looking like a queen. No, I paid $115 for you to play dress up on my toenails and then beat my friends back in. It was supposed to be a massage. This man and crawling on the seats and did that a good like 3 times. Stop.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, y'all. Let me stop clowning. But what I'm trying to get across is that she got about 3 back beatings, because that's what I'm gonna call them. There was nothing massage-like about that. We got our feet done. They didn't look like grand or like, just done nicely. It just kind of looked like I could have done that at home with my own gel machine or something. And we spent over $100-something. And remember, inflation, so it might be around $100 now, but at the time that we went and did it, that wasn't the regular price. For what they did, we probably could have gone somewhere else and got it for like $60 to $80. So, that's a huge gap that I don't mind paying when it's worth it. But that wasn't an experience where it was worth it. So was I going back? Absolutely not. That was it for me.
That's terrible.
Now, yeah, I was like, no, this isn't. But what it was is that they did what a lot of people do, and that is they focus so much on the image that you have the perception that this is a quality business and that this is this. So when you go in, it's nice, beautiful chandeliers, it looks beautiful and stuff. And then when you actually experience the service, it was not of the same quality. So, that's what a lot of people do. And not just in business, but in life, they give you that perception so that you can buy into it. And you've experienced it, you realize this isn't really of quality. There's no passion or love behind what's being done here. And that's what it was. So we was both looking at each other like, did we just, you paid it, I paid it. Yeah, we paid it together. She was like, well, I would have found you another spot. It was like 40. I was like, and why didn't we? Why? Why did we do this? Why did you co-sign? This was new for me. I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to experiment like this. Some things you don't have to do. But yeah, that just, just back to the importance of you teach people how to treat you, but also as consumers, we can decide on what behaviors we want to reward.
Right.
And it makes a difference for the businesses, big and small. Don't think I'm just talking about small businesses, because if you don't like something that's happening at a corporation and you decide you don't want to shop there, it's going to affect them, especially when multiple people see their value and say, you know what? I don't appreciate coming in here and no one is ever available to help me. I don't appreciate the fact that you have attitude when I'm asking you, can you reach for the cans? I don't appreciate the fact that y'all are literally running when I'm calling for help. I don't want to be a track star every time I go grocery shopping. So now that I know this, now that I know that I have to be a track star when I go grocery shopping, I'm just going to.
You got your tennis shoes on?
Yeah, I did that. I actually had to do that. And it was at, and I like me some Ross. I do. If it's something that I can't find in the directory, because my directory is where I go first, I might check out a Ross. And see what they got going on. But I hadn't been there in a while, and clearly things changed. Because when I got there and I was walking down the shoe aisle, I was looking at some shoes and I noticed that they didn't have the other pair. So I was about to ask the lady for help, and I was like, excuse me. And she was like this, and then she was like, and as soon as she did that, I took off running. I was like, oh no, not today. Not today. You gonna work today. So I took off running and I went behind her and I was like, excuse me. And then she was like, yes. No, girl, you can see me. You didn't all of a sudden move to a
She didn't have her glasses on. Yeah, she didn't know.
Her glasses. She couldn't hear either. You got to pick. Which one is it? And I know you could hear me because that's why you ran first place. So
oh my gosh, Katan. You making my cheeks hurt, Katan.
But it's just like experiences like that will do it. That's when I say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and head up out of here. Because if I gotta chase you like that, maybe I'm just not meant to.
You don't need to shop here.
Yeah. So it has been a while, but it's moments like that just remind me where you spend the majority of your money is what you teach people your values are. So if it is quality, if it is safety, if it is cleanliness, then we need to be headed to places where they practice that and they're passionate about it. It's not a maybe, that's just how it is. Thank you. But back to you. I went on a whole tangent.
I'm enjoying it. You crack me up. You really do.
About chasing people and people instant gratification, crawling on walls, jumping on people. They say that they don't want to shop with a small business. We just been through every conversation I didn't need to put on there. We didn't. So I just want to. I did have a question for you because this is something that I have experienced in life and in business. When you go against the grain and you do something that is not as common, there's going to be moments where you are met with people that are intimidated, or that simply don't understand your mission. So have you ever had an experience where going down this mission, outside of the experience with the customer that you shared, where a person either gave you pushback or wasn't as positive or supportive simply because what you were doing is different, or because they knew that you were going against what's normal in your industry?
Thank thank God that one, I'm following my purpose, because everyone that has come in line with what I do. You okay over there?
Oh yeah. You know that Earl was rubbing down on my body. I put a little too much oil in that hair, so I was just trying to,
just make sure you were good. Okay, no problem. No problem.
Even the moisturizer, the oil. I didn't want to be over here shining like a diamond.
Listen.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure that's all, because I was just gonna see a whole bunch of shine right here on my neck. So I was like, let me just try to fix it. She's like, "Are you okay over there?"
I needed to make sure you was good. That's, I gotta make sure, because if I gotta hop in the car, it's a good hour before I can get there.
I know, right? But at least you're actually in the state, because I just got reminded that on my last show. MJ was like, "Look now," because I was in my friend's house filming the show, and I don't know if I told you about that dog that gonna chew me up. Yeah, y'all was gonna see puffballs all over the show, but yeah. But she was like, "I'm in Georgia. You're in Georgia. You better keep that door closed. You better keep that door locked." Like, you have to tell me nothing. And then my friend's brother was like, "Did you feel bad for him? Did you go tend to his knee?" No, forget that dog. After he started doing all that, I was like, "Oh heck no." Get nothing from me. All the pity just released when I heard that dog growl like that. So yes, but I'm glad you are local. We got local support. But
I got you. Okay, but sorry, back to your question. But no, I haven't come across anybody. Everybody that has heard what I do, they're amazed at the ministry that I'm called to do. So no, I haven't had any pushback. I've gotten support in the sense of, people sending me referrals, people just praising what I'm doing because of the mission behind it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. That's good. And I'm really glad that we got a chance. How did we meet? I don't know how we met. How do we meet?
Because I found you on social media through Facebook, and then we had our one-on-one, and then we just, once you got to know my business, what I do, we just started conversing and through our one-on-ones and through your talk show on Thursdays.
Yeah,
because this is the only one that I do, right?
Oh,
the only one.
Oh, you know what?
Because you have other ones. I just don't do those.
Yeah. I have the podcast, but the podcast, I don't know if the date is aligns with the schedule. That's the one that is on.
That's the problem.
The first Friday, Friday of every month at 7 p.m. Central Time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the group one. But
most of the time I'm at work or I'm leaving work.
Yeah, we do have a one-on-one one though, so that's where it'll just be about us talking about your mission and stuff like that. I'll be able to come out there, and then I'm still deciding. I was thinking like doing the podcast interview and then having my feet, showing the before and after, like getting my feet done and we talk and stuff. But I don't know if I want to do that because I don't want to distract you and stuff. And I'm gonna have the urge.
Well, so this is what's gonna happen. Don't do the, no.
I joke.
That's what's gonna distract me. But once I get into your feet, I be in a zone. And sometimes it's normal for me to just talk as I'm doing your feet for what I'm seeing. But if I don't see anything or everything looks good, I'm just doing what I need to do most of the time.
Yeah. Okay. We'll figure something out that'll be fun and interactive. So I'm really excited about that. And then we also talked about like potential future Soft Girl Sunday. So that will be a really good one. We said no crawfish unless it's away from her because she don't like them crawfish like that. But so no crawfish soup.
You will not be allowed through the door. You already know you got to put a code in to get to my door. You will not be allowed through.
Okay, y'all cancel the crawfish soup.
Make you pull out what's in the pot in front of the window. Show me before you enter these doors.
Show me identification. I know what you're talking about. Those windows when you walk. Oh, that's funny. But no, I'm so glad that we were able to meet though, because I was telling you, it's so crazy how sometimes stuff just falls in front of you, because a while back I was thinking like I don't really go out to get my toes done like that as much, and I need to go, just to treat myself. But at the same time, I don't want to spend like $100, $200 for you to do, the same thing that don't
You
some
can
of them
get
do
it
look
home.
nice. Yeah, some of them, like the visual is nice, but if I take my time, I can make a nice visual on my toes as well. It's just that I'll be rushing and then I don't wait, but if I take my time and let my feet dry, they can be just as pretty. People will
Right.
never know, because I've gotten compliments on my hands, my feet that I did myself, and people were like, "Oh, you did that yourself?" That's probably just because me and my mom, we used to do that. Like, I think I told you, but my mom was a single mom. She had 3 kids, but she was really great with her funding, her finances and stuff like that. And so she would still make sure that we had like fun things to do, projects. And then one of our things that we did for self-care was we would always do our pedicures together. So, when we would do that, I would practice doing that. So it's not like I'm terrible at it, but I
Right.
felt if
Right.
it's something that I could even slightly achieve on that level, I just need to be doing it at home, because
Right.
$100, $200, I'm over here playing light bills to to be rough, to walk out just rough and tough. Yeah, no. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't. So, but no, I will say, like, leaving Sharika's foot salon, I could tell the difference, like when I was leaving, but also I could feel the difference after. There wasn't that stage where it's like, oh, they're really soft, and then tomorrow they've kind of gotten hard again. And I think that's probably because of the way she took care of my feet versus using the grater or things that are just scraping up, damaging the skin, creating what's the word? More callus. Yeah. Basically putting fuel to the fire that we already having a problem with. The problem
Right.
is the hardening.
Right.
Now we're adding more hardening. So, I really did appreciate that. And I've been using the routine that she's given me, and I'm already seeing like the part where the callus is kind of reducing. I don't have there's certain areas where I did have a little bit of callus or hardness. It's just gone now. So like on the top of my feet, those little pinky, you know what I'm talking about, those pinky feet. Yeah, that was a struggle for me. I couldn't get it together. And now they're not even there anymore. It's gone. On the top of my foot, pretty much gone. So like really, really felt like this was a quality service. You know what I mean?
Right. But that's the beauty of, at least for me, and that's something that I can't tell a client. You know what I mean? I always tell people you have to come and experience it for yourself, because I can tell you my experience. I can tell you what my other clients say, but I need you to experience it for yourself, because everybody's experience is going to be different. But collectively, it's all been positive, and I thank God for that, because this is it's transformational to see people come into my space in pain and hop out my chair like they're walking on clouds. Like, it's crazy to me, and I'm just like,
oh yeah, she's definitely into the study of the footology. Like, oh my goodness, they're so soft. I was like, is this woman over here massaging my feet? Just feel it. But
I blow myself away every time.
I feel like that is genuinely the heart of a beautiful business, is having people, team members, owners that are passionate about what it is that they do. And I think that's where we started to have an issue, not just in your industry, but in many industries, where people start opening up businesses with stuff that they're not actually passionate about. And it shows. It really does show in how you take care of people. It shows in the quality of the service. It shows in the thoughtfulness of the process. Like, it really does show. And we just don't have enough people going for their passion. We have people that are going for the funding. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we do need to make money. I'm 1,000%. But there's different options, and you don't have to have more than one stream of income, so that you can really feel fulfilled and happy and have that urge to want to provide a great experience like that.
Right.
So,
right.
Because I see a lot of people where I'm like, I can clearly tell that this is something that you love, that you're passionate about doing. So,
and I definitely see the difference, because I don't know if I told you, or I think we talked about it, because I have my other business with my fiance, the trucking company.
Okay.
And That right there, it was straight money. That's just what that was. It was no passion there for me, and that's why I couldn't continue it. Once we got his contract and his truck set up and ready to go and all of that, I was dispatching. I had opened a dispatch company as well as a broker company. But again, it was just, I was straight chasing the dollar. But I got burnt out so quickly because once you got the dollar, it wasn't enough to keep me going. The stress, between the stress, the aggravation, and just waking up saying, oh my God, now I got to find these loads for these other trucks. And it just, the burden of it wasn't worth the money that I got.
It wasn't exciting. It wasn't fulfilling.
Nope,
yeah.
That's
how I felt about, because at one point in time I did think about going back for retail. And I kept getting offers and I kept telling myself, okay, if you pay me this much, then I'll go back. And then I would get an offer. And then I would get an offer for that much. And I'd be like, well, let me just keep doing it. And I did that probably about 3 times. And by the 3rd time, I just had to come to the realization or the acceptance that I really don't want this anymore. I don't want it anymore. Why? I didn't know at the time why, but I just didn't want it anymore. And once I sat down and really just was honest with myself, I realized that I don't want it anymore because I don't like being in environments where I'm not able to contribute to the culture of the space. And, that was one thing that I loved about our communities at Boss Babe Blog. Like, everybody has their own style of doing things, but there's certain things I want to be known for that I felt like I couldn't focus on being known for because this culture of this brand is not focused on that. Right. So it's not aligned. Or there's certain ways of doing things that I really just didn't agree with. And their structure causes you to almost want to micromanage. And there's nothing productive that comes from that. Right. So I didn't want to do that anymore. I was like, yeah, I don't feel like, no. And then these customers asking me questions about stuff that I don't have nothing to do with. Like, yeah, why can't you have this in a size large too? I see the small and the mediums. You guys always have small and the mediums. Ma'am, I can order. I can give the feedback. I can place the orders. But quite frankly, I really am not in charge of them processing the shirts. I can give my feedback, but that's the most I can do. Or they'll be like, you should have this in blue and yellow. Ma'am, I do not design the products.
Look, I just work here.
I am the store manager. I am the store trainer. I am the district trainer, whatever you want to call it, but I do not manage the product. They don't come and call Catan and be like, so what color do you think we should do this hoodie for next? That's not how it goes. So, it was like moments like that where things didn't make sense, but the bigger the business is, the harder it is sometimes to get that feedback to the leader of the business. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but it just takes a little bit longer, unfortunately. And which is crazy to me because as much money as people be making, I'm like, you can put together a system where a person's able to give feedback and you just get it. But but then again,
they didn't want that. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. But I also understand too, though, as a CEO or as a business owner, when you're expanding, you're getting a lot of communication from a lot of people, and so another aspect that we sometimes might not think about when we're giving the feedback. Like, I'll come to you and be like, hey, I think that you should do this. But what I'm not calculating is how many other people have feedback on the same realm or a different realm that you have to put into, picture when you're doing things. So that's another thing that I've come to really understand as an entrepreneur. So yeah, I could understand that too. But it was just something about that environment that I was just like, no, I don't want to do that. And I don't want to work 10 times as hard to have to get the same label as another person. And I don't feel like, chasing these people around for stuff that really has nothing to do with me. And so much demotivation that made me feel like, okay, I don't know if this is going to be, if I go back, it's going to be for a brand that I'm really excited about working with. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm going to have that calling, like, if I'm going to do that. But I could see that my passion lies in creating cultures where people can come and expect a certain kind of an experience, and also giving people hope, people who are trying to pursue or start their own dreams enough to understand that they can grow. That's where my passion is. So
I feel that. I feel that in your events. I feel that in your shows. I feel that in your socials. Like, I can feel that.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job.
I do the best I can. I do the best I can. You know?
Listen, don't start now.
Okay, all right. I'm not starting. It's the allergies.
Okay. Allergies in the house. Got it.
Allergies in the house.
We're going to get you a purifier.
Thank you so much. Then when I get the purifier, I won't have an excuse. Now I got to think of a different.
Not at all. Not at all.
Like, it's the oil. It's the oil running down in my face.
It's the oil.
Yeah. But no, I appreciate that. It's definitely been my focus. And there was a big takeaway from Soft Girl Sunday for me, because, you know, when you are touching a lot of people, you're talking to a lot of people. I think maybe it's just for people who are in a coaching or in some field where you are monitoring progress. I guess any field where you're monitoring progress of people, but there's always an urge to want to do as much as you can. And there's always a question that you're asking yourself of, am I doing enough? Because you just want to help everybody and you want to give everything. But obviously that's not realistic, and that's kind of not how life works. There is a system, there's services, there's solutions, and you bring them in place. You put the resource in front of people. They take them if they want them. You take care of them. That's how it realistically works. But it's like, you know, I want to, you know, give everybody $1 million and, you know, fund everybody's business at the same time. I want to do this. And so there's a moment, even in my friendship sometimes, where I wonder, like, am I not doing enough? Because I only have so much of a capacity to do and to give so many people. And, you know, that's another thing. There's a pressure of, I want to make sure that everyone is being taken care of, but I know that there are people who are actively and intentionally following, you know, and being a part of this community because they see that vision. So I'm not just doing it I'm doing it for myself. I want to see that growth. I have a vision, but I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for my friends who have really poured into me or supported me or just uplifted me. I'm doing it for the people who feel like they can't achieve their dreams and they feel like the odds are against them because of these big corporations. But I'm doing it for my clients, the people who have their brand. So that question is always in the back of your head. How can I do more? How can I elevate? How can I grow? Am I doing enough? And like, just to hear the women come and like talk about their experience, it was like,
of beautiful.
Course, yeah, of course I'm doing enough. I'm working my butt. I'm working my little boss babe butt off. But, you know, I just, in the moments, you ask yourself that because you're always trying to look for the next solution, the next level. But it's important to acknowledge the level you're on as well. And that's, you know, that was a takeaway for me from Soft Girl Sunday, besides all the blubbering and crying, you know.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Love it. Love it.
Well, for anyone that wants to check out Sharika, did you want to share just a little bit more information about the services, the location, or booking, or anything like that with the audience?
Sure. So I'm Sharika with Compassionate Souls, the founder of Compassionate Souls. I have a foot care practice in Hurst, Texas. I mainly specialize in callus reduction, fungal treatment, discoloration, think it toenails. And I also do regular pedicures as well for people that don't have any type of issues or problems with their feet. I do promote doing things preventively versus reactively. It'll be better for you in the long run, absolutely. But you can find out more information on my website at www.compassionatesouls.com.
Okay. And is there any last inspirational message that you would like to leave with everyone?
One thing that I have been realizing is that when you open a business and when you start a business, a lot of people think things happen instantly. Back to my instant gratification, Katan. But when you're running a business is like running a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you don't have to get everything done in one day. You don't have to book all these people in one day. The clients are going to come over time. As long as you're authentic, as long as you're building with integrity, you're going to get the loyal clients in due time.
Thank you. That is a beautiful and wonderful message, and probably much needed. You know, you have people who are in for a short period of time, but they're already giving themselves like negative self-talk because they're not a millionaire. And, you know, this instant gratification has just taught us that people will be that. But, it reminds me, hearing you say that reminds me of one thing I had said on another live with MJ about how, you know, when it comes to going viral, when a person goes viral, we're thinking, you know, someone's like, oh, I wish that was my business, or what can I do to go there, or that should be me, you know, why am I not reaching that status? But the reality is that for a lot of those people that went viral, they had tons of videos way before that moment.
Right.
You will see years and years. There was one guy who I think I was watching just out of curiosity, and he had been making videos for like 13 plus years before that video went viral. So if you give up in the first year, you never get to experience if that's a possibility for you, not just going viral, but just people knowing who you are and what you do.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
You know, definitely resonate with that. But I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that watched the Boss Babe Business Show this evening. I had a great time laughing with you, clowning and talking, cackling while I'm talking about these folks' salons. Hopefully they don't recognize me. You. So that's what I did. I gave her a full massage. But, yeah. But I do, you know, might have to change, invest in my image. But I do appreciate you coming on. I feel like we had a great conversation we talked about a lot of things. We talked about softness, vulnerability for women. We talked about the importance of valuing yourself as a consumer, the importance of not giving up on yourself, not having that instant gratification, the importance of education when it comes to your health and how you're taking care of your body, your feet, knowing what these people are putting on, you know, your feet and your body, asking questions, and also not being afraid to just say, maybe this isn't the right fit for me when the questions don't make sense. Right. So really, really great conversation. And then even when you said that about they wear masks and they don't ask the customers if they want masks, it kind of makes you question how many other places or places or establishments have I been to where there's clearly something that's unhealthy or unsafe happening, and I'm not even being made aware of as a consumer.
Right.
So just kind of puts it into perspective. So
absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching this video on a replay, hit #replay. If you're watching it live but you enjoyed it, share it, and we will see you again at the Boss Babe Business Show. I'll be going live 5 more times this evening to talk about some different discussions as far as our directory. So you guys will see me again. And thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.